This thing is freaking amazing. Yes, this is a not-so-unbiased endorsement of my own software. My goal here is to share some of my enthusiasm for science-based learning and encourage you to make use of this fantastic tool to expedite your learning of new terminology, especially when learning a new language. Back in October of 2022, I decided to learn Spanish. Over the next couple of months, I tried several learning apps, courses, books, podcasts, videos, and techniques in an attempt to find what works best. As a research scientist, I also searched for objective comparisons but found very little when it came to objectivity. Like this post, the articles were written by people with a financial interest in the method they were promoting, but my efforts weren't fruitless. First, I realized that I was researching the wrong question. Works best wasn't what I was actually looking for. I was ultimately looking for the fastest and most efficient way to become fluent in a foreign language, in my case, Spanish as a native English speaker. The answer to this question doesn't point to a website, software, or app. It points to a variety of strategies that are relatively unknown because, I would guess, they are not something people make money off of, like an app. Here are some of the ideas I found based on academic research. Learn the basic rules of the language. No specifics here. Learn the most common words. Learn the basic verb conjugations. Immerse yourself as much as possible in the language. This includes listening, watching, and reading. Do your best to self-narrate your daily life in the language, converse with native speakers as much as possible. Second, I was reminded of research that I was introduced to while getting my PhD in psychology, the concept of spaced repetition to maximize memory retention. Typically, people study new terms and rules in random intervals, or worse, cram their learning into a single session. These techniques work for taking a test where the information learned doesn't need to be retained, but does not work for learning a new language. People don't realize how much time is wasted learning words that are soon forgotten. If you are going to invest the time into learning words, make sure you do your best to learn them well enough that you can recall the terms and their meanings years down the road, even if you don't frequently use the terms. For this, the scientific literature suggests spaced repetition. During my research, I was using Duolingo, a fun and effective app to help me learn the basics of Spanish. I quickly realized that the software wasn't designed to help me learn the language as quickly and efficiently as possible. It was clearly designed to keep users on the app for as long as possible. This is typically the goal of all app developers. The repetition of terms I clearly understand is often annoying, and even more annoying is the lack of repetition of the terms I don't understand. In short, the app does not do enough to ensure that terminology stays in long-term memory. This is made evident by the fact that when they do bring back a term from a previous lesson, I find myself having to click the term to get the definition. Yes, I have a PhD, but in terms of natural learning ability, I consider myself the middle of pack at best. I was a BC student in high school and undergrad school, but did considerably better as an adult in my master's and doctorate programs. Frankly, I did not care much about education in my younger years. Regardless, learning was never easy for me. When I did get good grades, I had to work hard. I write this because the fact that I recall over 95% of the learned terms with this system months after learning and not using the terms regularly is an incredible achievement for a guy with average learning ability. The bottom line, it is not me. It is the system, the science, and the software, and you can do it too. In a relatively short time, I have learned the top 1,000 most used terms in Spanish, common verb conjugations, dozens of grammar rules, and irregular verbs using this software I have now opened to the public. Give it a try. I created a free option to get started and kick the metaphorical tires. If you are not as blown away as I am by results, just move on. But if you see the results that I see and get the same kind of tremendous satisfaction as I do from this learning process, keep using it to master the language of your choice. This really is freaking amazing.